Hi, hope you all had a good Christmas and New Year's. I'm Taylor, and I'm going to take you on a quick trip to Penang, where I had my semi-annual doctor's appointment. Now, I wanted to do this on the cheap, so I'll show you how you can go for a few days in Penang and not spend much money. Stay tuned. Well, like I said, I'm Taylor. I'm an American expat living in Malaysia, and I like to share my life and travels with you. Today I'm going to talk about a quick trip to Penang I took, and how cheap you can do it. But first I want to talk a little bit about my holidays. I had a great Christmas, went to a lovely party, and New Year's was pretty quiet. I just stayed home and didn't want to really go out in all the madness of New Year's Eve. But I did go out the night before with some wonderful viewers from Sacramento, California, Ricardo and Joanne. We had the best time with them. They are a lot of fun, and it was so nice of them to invite us to have cocktails with them at their fabulous hotel, the Mandarin Oriental. We had a beautiful view of the Twin Towers and everything. So, to me, it was like New Year's Eve a day early. But it was a lot of fun. Thanks so much, Ricardo and Joanne. I really appreciate it. Now, on to my budget trip to Penang. As usual, I took the Aeroline luxury bus from KL Central to Queens Bay Mall in Penang. It's really the best way to go, in my opinion. Normally, I stay at the Hampton Hotel on the beach, but this time I picked the Summertree Hotel, which is pretty much in the heart of Georgetown. Not the real thick of things, but close enough. It's near Nagore Square, I think that's how you pronounce it, and also New World Park. For Penangites, they'll know where that is. It was interesting because, living there, I'd never really spent time walking around that neighborhood, and it was really fun. Now, if you're a tourist, and you can walk more than me, because I can walk a kilometer or two, but then I'm pretty worn out. But if you can walk, you can get to everywhere in Georgetown from this hotel. Now, it's only 2 stars, but I would give it 3, and it gets a lot of 4-star ratings in the reviews, and I agree with that. It was a nice place. No real amenities, but still a nice place to stay, a good price, in a great location. You can see how stylish the lobby is from these photos. I thought it was impressive. The chandelier was beautiful, the seating was very nice, all leather, and then it had this really nice casual area in the back where I guess you could get snacks and just relax. They also had a laundry, which is unusual for a hotel where you can do your own wash. And there was even an ironing board on every floor in the hall. Now, I don't know if I'd want to be ironing my clothes out in the hall in front of everybody, but it's there if you need it. But like I said, the lobby gave me a really good first impression, and the desk clerks were very nice. My room was only on the 2nd floor, so I didn't really have a view to speak of. But I still liked my room. It was the cheapest one, and it had a nice entryway with a sink that wasn't in the bathroom, which is different, I'll say. But then look back here. It's just tastefully done. It was clean. It was nice. The bathroom had a huge shower. The only weird thing was having the sink out in the main hall. But when you're there by yourself, it doesn't really matter. It had good air conditioning, and the bed was incredibly comfortable with really nice pillows, which is very important to me. I think all in all, it was an excellent value. Now, there's no pool or anything like that, but it's great if you just want to be centrally located and an easy way to get around Georgetown. It's also near the hospital, which was convenient for my doctor's appointment the next morning. But I had a funny thing happen with the Grab, and I was impressed. I'm not sure I've ever had this happen before. Well, I got in the Grab. It wasn't a very long ride, and maybe about 8 ringgit. But when we got near the hospital, I realized I didn't have my wallet with me. Now, come on, even I know I have to pay for the services at the hospital. So I asked the Grab driver to take me back to the hotel, and he did. I ran in and got my wallet and got back in. And then we got back to the hospital, and he wasn't charging me anything extra for that, a whole nother 2 trips or something, So I gave him a 10 ringgit tip, and I think that was good, and he appreciated it. But it was well worth it, let me tell you. So I went walking around in the afternoon after I got there, just sort of taking in the area around the hotel, which includes Nagore Square and New World Park. Negro Square is like a foodie paradise. There's so many restaurants to choose from, you won't believe it. Now, I haven't been to very many of them, but I have been to a few. Unfortunately, my favorite restaurant, which I wanted to eat at this time, What the Duck, has closed permanently. Now, they have another location at the southern end of the island, but it was much too far to go to. It's been a long time since I had been to New World Park, too, and it looks like it's gotten a facelift. Really nice. And they have a huge food court there that serves all kinds of local Malaysian cuisine. The first night, I met my good friends Ellen and Paul at Passions of Kerala, which is a nice restaurant in the New World Park. Now, I haven't been there in many years, but it was still really good and very affordable. Now, we all had banana leaf. If you're not familiar with banana leaf, it's served here in Malaysia quite often in the Indian restaurants, where they actually, instead of giving you a plate, put it all on a banana leaf. They put the rice, and then they put like 3 different sides, usually vegetarian, or maybe always vegetarian, I'm not sure. And then you can order extra stuff to go on it, like chicken masala or something like that if you want more. Anyway, it's delicious, and the base price is like 12 ringgit, so you can't beat that. I met Ellen and Paul there, my good friends. Coming up soon, I'm doing a video with them on Expats in Malaysia series, so you can meet them and you can see why they moved to Malaysia and how much they love it. Also, they live in a gorgeous luxury apartment, which I'll be giving a tour of too. So look for that. And, you know, if you like my videos, like and subscribe. And if you want to make sure you don't miss any of my upcoming videos, press the notification button. Then you'll be notified anytime I have a new video and you won't miss it. And you know how much I appreciate it if you subscribe. So after my doctor's appointment the next morning, which went fine by the way, and he pronounced me healthy, at least for someone my age, I went to have lunch at Sekawan and such. Now, I've been there before, and it's sort of on the outskirts of Negro Square, so I took the Grab there, and then I was just going to walk back to the hotel from there, which is very convenient. So I had this delicious Eggs Benedict, which I have to admit, the eggs weren't quite like I liked them. They were a little more hard-boiled than poached, but it was yummy anyway, and had delicious, like several slices of bacon with it. And the hollandaise sauce was good too. After that, I thought I would treat myself to some ice cream. Now, there's a place right next to Sekawan and such called Creme de la Creme, and it has really good gelato. I think it's gelato, but if not, it's just delicious ice cream. Anyway, when they first opened a few years ago, you couldn't get in there. You had to wait in these long lines snaking down the block. But that's how it is in Malaysia. When something's new, people go crazy for it and willing to stand in line to wait for it. I'm not one of those people, however. So I waited, and this time I had no trouble getting in, and it was delicious, I have to say. Look at some of these treats they make too, all out of ice cream. Look at the little piece of cheese with the mouse on it. I can't believe such artistry in ice cream. But it's good, and I recommend it if you're around that area. So that afternoon I did the interview with Ellen and Paul over at their beautiful luxury apartment. And afterwards we went out to dinner at Straits Key at Rockefeller's, one of our favorite places. And I always like to go there when I'm in Penang because they have the most delicious ribs. And ribs are hard to find in KL, at least pork ribs. And they are so good. You can see here in the picture, and they give you a huge portion. And it's only like 50 ringgit. Unbelievable price. So their interview went well, and they're a lot of fun. I hope you all will enjoy that video when it comes out really soon. Maybe not the next one, but really soon. Being boomers like me, we were all tired by 9 o'clock, so I headed back to my hotel and just relaxed and read for the rest of the evening, and then got a really good night's sleep. The hotel is quiet and comfortable, and I love having such good aircon because, like I may have mentioned before, my aircon here in KL in my apartment is not that great. So the next morning when I woke up, it was time to check out at noon, but I had a little bit of time in the morning, so I decided I was just going to walk around so I could show you all the area there, Negro Square, New World Park, and the surrounding areas. It was a gorgeous day, as you'll see in the video. So watch this video tour, and you can see how many beautiful restaurants there are, and the gorgeous colonial architecture, which I adore. Also, New World Park is very attractive, and I think you'll be pleased if you went to that food court too. So I'm going to play the video now, and you can see what it's all about. Well, I hope you enjoyed that short tour of Nagar Square and New World Park. But as I said, this was a budget trip, and I was determined not to spend a lot of money. I like to stay in fancy, nice hotels, but honestly, this hotel was nice enough for me. Obviously, I'd rather have a sea view rather than a view of the rooftops next door. But it was nice. I really liked it. So now I'm going to tell you what the trip cost me. It certainly wasn't bad. First of all, the luxury airline bus that you're all familiar with if you've watched my other videos was 120 ringgit round trip. And it's nice. They give you, it's 5 hours each way, which is only a little bit longer than the train, but it's actually more convenient to get to. And they serve you a lunch. I got vegetarian lunch this time. And they have blankets and TVs and everything and places to plug in your phone. It's awesome. Much nicer than a plane. So, my 2 nights in the Summer Tree Hotel was 290 ringgit. Now, that's not bad, I don't think. Not at all. I'd say I spent about 180 ringgit on food, the bulk of it being those ribs, and I did have a couple glasses of wine that night, so that was a lot. Still, 180 ringgit when you're traveling isn't that bad at all. And then I did take a lot of grabs, but that was about 100 ringgit total. So the total cost of the trip was 690 ringgit for 3 days and 2 nights. That's not bad. That works out to about $156 US. I just don't think you can beat that. I don't know where you could go in the US for 2 nights and spend so little. Anyway, it was a fun little trip. It was great to see Ellen and Paul. And it's always nice to get a clean bill of health from my doctor. I'm always nervous before I go through it, but it always turns out fine, or at least it has so far, so that's a great thing. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you have, please like and subscribe, and hit the notification bell, like I said, if you want to make sure you see all my videos. I feel funny that I haven't made any in a couple weeks, but I took a little time off for the holidays, and that was nice, but I was just sort of anxious to get back to it. And I have a lot of stuff planned. I'm going to do one on the transit system in KL. I'm going to interview a local artist, and of course the interview with Ellen and Paul. And I have a cruise coming up too. So I'm going to do a lot of video on that. So you can look forward to that too. So thanks for coming along with me to Penang today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you soon. Talk to you later. Bye.